Ice and Fire 2 has finally been revealed. After much time of Ice and Fire not receiving updates, Alex and the dev team dropped a reveal trailer for Ice and Fire 2. Shortly after that, a developer livestream took place in the Discord server revealing even more information. So in this video, I'll be going over the reveal trailer and comparing notes from the developer stream to go over the new features, changes and additions, and there is a lot. I'm so excited about this. This couldn't have been made possible, by the way, without the person actually recording and uploading the developer stream, as well as the person who actually wrote down all the highlights for summary. But without any further ado, let's get started. I'm so pumped about this. Now, just before we begin, I do want to point out I'm not gonna watch the entire video through. I'm gonna kind of skip through it. So if you want to watch the entire thing, again, link down below in the description. Do watch it. It's really well made. Absolutely love it. But anyway, we're starting off 11 seconds in because we're gonna see the first non-Minecraft vanilla thing right here. This ain't vanilla Minecraft, and at first, I thought that maybe this was just a prop, but we'll get back to that a little bit later. The first really exciting thing is happening right now. This tower right here. Again, at first I thought this was maybe just a prop for the reveal video, but no. This tower is actually a tower that will be able to spawn in the world with this guy, the wizard. We'll get back to the wizard a little bit later, but boom, right here we already see a ton of new things. First of all, new villager type right here. This has been confirmed. This is a new villager type. This is its workstation right here. And on the wall, we see these old styled paintings with like paper and then stuck to a stick that is then stuck to a wall. There was a lot of stuck words. Anyway, these are confirmed new types of paintings. We're going to see more of them in a moment. And again, we'll get to the wizard in a bit. Really cool. And I mean, look at that. Look at that artwork. I love it. This also looks really cool. Whether or not this is going to have another, like, usage, I don't know. But here we see 4 players run towards the village here, into their castle, to have a little bit of a meeting. And here we see the first new addition that is really cool. New armors. So these two right here, those are silver armor. And the first thing to note as well is that they are 2 different colors. And that is because the silver and this armor right here, which is bronze armor, is customizable. This is bronze right here. And here we actually see the weapons as well. So the silver weapon and the bronze sword right here. Now we don't see it in the reveal trailer, but in the dev video, we get to see this. This is a passive ability of the silver armor. And it says here, silver armor has a new passive ability that creates a force field when any undead mob is nearby, preventing them from getting within 2 blocks of you. Like, this just looks really, really cool. So these zombies, they're not able to get close to you because this silver armor is doing its magical thing. I love this. Because before, silver armor wasn't really that special and wouldn't really use it unless you didn't really have anything better. But this actually gives it a use case now, and I love it. In addition to this, we also have silver and enchanted silver apples and bronze apple, which probably are weaker variants of golden apples. It does say here, though, that they all provide specific buffs related to the element. Silver repels and damages undead mobs whilst giving frost resistance, so they're gonna be cool. Nonetheless, what specifically they're gonna be providing, don't know. But moving on, we see now the knights, and why this player is not taking on more armor, I don't know. But we're not gonna worry about that. We're just gonna watch this play out here. They're equipping their armor and they're going out, and again, even more artwork. I want all of it. And here, boom, right here, we see the gate opening. And that's a thing. It's confirmed. It's gonna be part of the mod. And here we see, pausing again, we see the silver horse armor right here again. Dyeable. Actually, I want to correct myself. I don't know if this armor will be customizable. I read something wrong here, but they will be dyeable, so you can like change the dyes of them. Anyway, continuing onwards, they park their horses, and we see them run through the forest, pausing again, because we see here the silver shields. Hold that thought, because speaking of shields, there are now dragon scale shields that reflect the dragon breath they were made from. So for example, fire, ice, lightning. That's really, really cool. And here we see the first dragon roost. A pile of gold and very cool artwork, yes, but put that away for a second. Boom. Look at that thing. That is the newly designed dragon. It looks so much more dangerous. It shows when it's about to fire by lighting up its chest and throat there. It has new devastating attacks. They are stronger and more dangerous, does more damage. They look more evil. They have more different types of attacks. We just saw there the tail like do some sort of attack. The fire has a new like animation and texture. It looks awesome. And there we see the dragon flying with a player who managed to get themselves free. Whether or not they landed an MLG, I don't know. But anyway, look at the dragon animation as well, and look at how the wings are folding too. And here we see the dragon pick up a player and throwing them around in the mouth. Wow. I love this. And the roars and the animations, I absolutely love it. The players are indeed victorious, and they are able to harvest the scales and the bones and all that good stuff. So of course they return home, they get back to their round table, and the player in leather armor somehow survived. Now here is the dragon's skull. Look at how beautiful that is. But here, wait, there. The player is holding the skull, the wizard is holding a map. Trade. And yes, the wizard can actually trade for locations of dragons. We'll get back to this later because something shows on later in the video that I don't want to spoil just yet. By then, well, I'll cover the trade for the wizard. But the player is trading a map from the wizard, and off the players go into this cave section here. My theory is that this is going to be naturally generated in the world, like this cave tunnel formation, because this leads the players down into the nest, or a dragon nest, I should point out. And look at it, it's so much bigger than the old ones. It's ginormous, and there's stuff to learn here, but let's just play this out. The dragon wakes up. Again, look at the colors on the dragon. How much more dangerous it looks. How the eyes are glowing in the dark here. And how dangerous the eyes, how angry the eyes actually look. So the players have to fight the dragon again. And one quick note I want to put on here. Dragons sleeping overhaul and AI overhaul. Dragons will attempt to keep their fight inside their nests as much as possible. And leaving the nest whilst fighting one will often involve it in picking you up and throwing you down into the nest again. So I assume this goes for both the nest and the roost. The roost being on top of the ground, the nest being this one under the ground. But of course the players are victorious. They defeat the dragon. They harvest it, of course. And let us pause for a quick second here, because so many resources in the walls. Love it. We have these gem piles on the ground, and of course this massive pile of gold. Now the dragon egg itself, when you want to harvest that, it's not inside the dragon anymore. You don't get it from the dragon. Instead, it's actually beneath this gold pile. It says here, when hunting for the dragon egg in a cave, the amount of gems nearby embedded into the gold/silver/bronze is It's a telltale sign as to where they are, in addition to smoke particles as well. So here the players are digging down, and boom, there it is. I believe those are dragons blocks. It's a special block. It should be used for something else later on as well. But there they are, the eggs, in the world for you to pick up. So the players here, they take the eggs, they walk off with them, back to their castle. And of course, we need to see the huge dragon skull, even bigger than before. And here we see the dragon eggs being placed on different surfaces. They're put on a surface, fire around them. You see the eggs are getting that golden or fiery texture there. And boom, the eggs fall over and they hatch. The fire goes out, the egg shakes a bit, it falls to the side and cracks open, and out comes an extremely cute baby dragon. Look at that thing! And a point to note as well here, they're taking them on their shoulder. You can actually have 3 baby dragons on you, 1 on each shoulder and 1 on your head, so you can carry 3 at a time. And here they are. Look at how cute they are. The eyes, the animations, the textures. They look awesome. In addition, it also says baby dragons have cute little sneezing sounds and other specific sound effects that make them really cute. We see them feeding them a bunch of food as well. And here we see a player using a scroll on one of the baby dragons and right-clicking it on the dragon and then right-clicking it in the air. And look at that beautiful animation as well. And this scroll, it says dragons can be binded to scrolls to show you their information and status effects, including hunger, max/current health, age, stage name, scale color, etc. I think that that is really, really cool. And here we get to now see this dragon right here grow up in a time lapse. So it goes from a baby dragon, goes up to the next stage again, the next stage again. We still have the 5 stages, stage 1, 2, 3, 4, and 5. Stage 3 are the one you see in the roosts above ground. Stage 4 is the one in the nests, which they just defeated to get to the egg. We'll get to stage 5 in a little bit later on. You'll see. Now, as we can see here, it takes a long time for the dragon to actually grow up. Now we see them fly around with the players here as well. But pause. It says here, dragons require lots of maintenance when it comes to food. Dragon fruit is the only non-meat they will eat to sustain their hunger, and it is a farmable crop. It can only be sped up growth-wise using dragon bone meal, an upgraded form of bone meal made from dragon bones. So it's gonna take a lot of effort and a lot of resources to actually grow these dragons, but I think that's fine because the dragon is such a powerful being, and in a little bit we'll see it's even more powerful, because when I saw this, I was curious, because we see the players move over here, the dragon just attacked a pig that's over here, but notice there's no player on the dragon itself. I was thinking maybe it is just some sort of passive thing it'll do when it's hungry or something like that, and out about in the wild, maybe following the player if it's hungry, but it proves to actually be something way cooler than I originally thought. But anyway, let's just enjoy the animation of the flying dragons here. The smoothness, the animation, the textures of the dragon. It just looks amazing watching them fly through the terrain like this. It's awesome. And look how the dragon is looking at the player here as well. A really, really awesome like detail. And boom! Something new. Dragon, or not new, but something returning. The dragon specific weapon, so the fire sword, the ice sword, etc. Introducing a blood alchemy. Creating ice/flame/lightning weapons has been reworked to use cauldrons instead of the crafting table, and now has its own animation. And we can actually see that from the dev stream right here in just a moment. There's a cauldron, the player is using what I assume is dragon blood, pouring a lot of it into the cauldron, and then adding, presumably, a dragon bone sword. And then a little bit later, we see the dragon sword appearing from the cauldron, shining with an animation and everything. That's so cool. I love, like, working on things interactively in the world like this, so this, I love it. But anyway, moving on, we see the dragon horn being used, and this is where I was really excited. We see a dragon entering from the distance without a player on top of it. Secondly, watch this. The players are attacking a pillager outpost, and the dragon, without a player, is attacking the pillagers and the pillager outpost itself, like this, the structure. The structure itself. Like, look at this. The dragon still does not have a player on it. And just a moment, this right here. The dragon is still fighting the pillagers, the players by its side. That got me really excited, because does this mean we can actually control the dragons without being, like, riding them? And indeed it does. Although shown in the trailer, I think it's important enough to mention, but the dragon horn is reworked so that now you can bind it to a pet dragon and have it give you air support slash land support when used. I'm just like, like, whoa, 1, 2, give me that. I want that. And also, that's as one of the scale shields there as well. And I believe if we go to this shot right here, we can see another scale shield right there if I just move my mouse right there as well. Now, next up, we see this player, which hasn't been wearing any probable armor for quite a long time. In fact, throughout this entire video. But we will glance over that. They're riding, I was about to say into the sunset, but I don't know where they're going. They're going through a desert, presumably. To this interesting structure, which at first I thought maybe was like the, what was it, the gargoyle, you know, weird, huge stone structure. But as we go down, it is ginormous. Creepy. Cobwebs. Statues, I think. Unlit candles, and give me that poster, I want it. But let's glance through that, because at the end of this tunnel, I got scared. Because look at this. That's huge. And that's a huge dragon. That's not a stage 4 dragon. But look at the amount of gold and the loot and the structure itself. Look at it. And this is interesting. The player is able to stand right next to it, crouched, without doing anything. So like I said earlier as well, the AI has been reworked to be able to do stuff like this. It's gonna be really, really interesting. The player is clearly there, sneaking around, not waking up the dragon yet, trying to get the egg. Presumably grabbing the egg. It looks like the player's grabbing the egg. I think so. Leaving the pit and awakening the dragon in the process. And the dragon is angry. It is so angry. Yep, the player is stealing an egg without killing the dragon. Running towards back to the other players, and there it is. The dragon emerges from the render distance and attacks. Like, this dragon is huge, and it starts attacking the players and attacking the structures, attacks the village that is right next to it, and okay, I have to pause now because there's too much to cover. Give me a break. First note to talk about is this. Stealing a dragon egg without fighting the dragon will give you a status effect that cannot be removed, where the dragon mother/father locks onto you. When you enter a village or near your spawn point, the dragon will emerge from your render distance and begin sieging you. And continuing on from this, there's a new raid type known as Dragon Raid. This is probably the lockout feature discussed when stealing eggs, but may also be a natural occurring event. This is a may, by the way. If it's a... I'm mentioning it because I want it to be a natural occurring event. It would be super awesome. Maybe make it toggleable, but still. Killing the dragon near a village appears to give you Hero of the Village status, but wow. Also this, villagers will go into a panic when the dragon is nearby. Valid, low-key, I agree. But so basically, if you steal an egg and leave with it without fighting the dragon will attack you when you enter a village or gets near your spawn point. That is cool. That is so awesome. And that is why you are given these ballistas, I believe they're called. A new siege defense weapon that you can use against the dragon. It looks really, really, really cool when used. And you can see multiple players here using it to trying to defend their castle against this massive stage 5 dragon. This is a stage 5 dragon, by the way. It's awesome. And it says here, dragon ballistas straight up down dragons and force them onto the ground. They're also expensive to make, but very powerful siege defense tools. So using these ballistas, these siege weapons, you're able to down the dragon instantly, forcing it to the ground. Not killing it, but forcing it to the ground. Now, as you can see, it is causing a lot of damage to this structure right here. It does say in the notes, a dragon bone meal can cure destroyed blocks from dragon breath. So that makes me a little bit more comfortable, because that means I can hopefully at least somewhat repair my structures after a stage 5 dragon comes and attacks me if I steal its egg. Maybe I'll fight the dragon in its nest and not bring it to my base. But anyway, as we see, it is attacking the villagers, it is attacking the sheep, it's attacking the entire structure, the entire village is being burned to the ground. This is devastating. Look at the attacks that it's doing. Like, the world is literally on fire. And we actually don't get to see them defeating the dragon. So they're probably still fighting it, or they didn't survive the siege encounter. Anyway, I want to talk about this structure right here, because this is called a hold. It says here, holds are incredibly rare, being stated to only be around once every few thousand blocks, putting them on par with strongholds. They also have a chance to spawn a chest room, which is supposedly very good loot-wise. They also vary in size. And just as a reminder, dragons, like I said in the beginning, has been buffed that do even more damage and have more health. Stage 5 dragons now goes up to 800 HP instead of 400 to 500. That's almost double the amount of health. And this is what I was talking about. Dragon caves only spawn stage 4 dragons. That's where you got the eggs. Dragon holes, which is this one, the big one, spawn stage 5 dragons, and dragon roosts appear to only spawn stage 3s. And of course we get to see the brand new Ice and Fire logo. I love it. Now, going back into the wizard here and the trade taking place, we have some more detail on that. Firstly, wizard villagers fight back and actually cast spells. The more experienced and leveled a wizard villager is, the stronger their spells are. This is cool. This opens up the door for there to be even more, not even more, but there to be implemented magic and spells into the game that the player themselves can actually use. Moving on to the trades though, wizard villagers sell like this. Again, this can be changed. Of course, this can be changed. This is from the dev stream. Things can be changed, etc. But this can at least give an idea. Sapphire plus 1 block of gold for stage 3 roost map. This stuff for a stage 4 cave map, and Sapphire plus stage 4 skull gives you a stage 5 map to a hold. I love that you are able to actually be able to trade for a map of one of these locations, because before finding it in the world was actually really annoying and time consuming. So for you to be actually able to work towards this, and instead of having to find it naturally in the world, is really, really awesome. And the fact that it's progressive as well, like you need stage 3 for this, and you need stage 4 for stage 5, I love that. Now we're not quite done. We see this player, again, it's always this player causing trouble. Some creepy ice, and yeah, I don't know if that was a good idea, buddy. Yeah. Hi. That was an ice dragon waking up. Now I want to go through some additional notes as well that I didn't cover while watching the reveal video. Sapphires now generate in geodes, just like amethysts. Really cool. Dragon-only pressure plates has been introduced, and again, functional castle gate doors. Very cool indeed. Also silver doors, apparently. It also says here, when dragons sleep, they now work in a similar fashion to Skulk, and that opening chests too many times will cause them to wake up and scan the area for you. And this is a big presumably. You might be able to use wool to mask noise, etc. But that is if it is the exact same mechanism as the skull. That's kind of cool. So you can kind of sneak in, have a sneak peek, and get out again, maybe. Who knows how it's going to work exactly, but yeah. This is a good note as well. The build shown is months old, so presumably a lot more is already done and implemented. And also, basically every mob from the current playable build of Ice and Fire 1 is returning in some way, including lightning dragons. This one, the new block type called Shell Slate, found in Dragon Cave roosts underneath the treasure piles, used to make dragon-related blocks like the dragon pressure plates and other things that Alex said were probably useful. So maybe in Dragon Forges as well? Who knows? And hold on, have I been calling nests for roosts and roosts for nests? New suspicious ash, frost, and crackled blocks for archaeology support. New enchantment called Dragon Rend, probably increases damage to dragons. A bestiary rework, new music discs, and it turns out that this mystical cube right here is actually used to upgrade your bestiary, so it actually does have a use case. When fighting multiple people, dragons will now actually prioritize areas of effect attacks and apparently have new ones that haven't been shown yet. Bronze gear has armor piercing, and in addition, the armor set has a chance to negate damage. Tamed dragons can be harvested, but that's very evil of you. I will 100% agree. Dragon steel will return. Dragon skill is supposedly expensive now, and dragon blood is much more difficult to utilize. Dragon gems were removed since the horn now plays its role, but one of the devs plans to create an add-on pack to reintroduce this feature. Dragon scale armor will be customizable, and many armors will be dyeable. They do not have trim support. Dragon scale armor is very modifiable for custom color add-ons. In this one, dragons will actively look for the highest point in nearby areas and circle them when an item is used. Not disclosed what it is yet. Maybe it marks mobs for you like a radar. Feeding dragons lets them grow over time. Dragons that are not hungry will not attack livestock. A dragon that eats a live animal gains significantly more hunger bonus as opposed to feeding them by hand with items. That is very interesting. So that means a dragon that is hungry will attack livestock, but then also that's better that a dragon eats a live animal because it gains significantly more hunger bonus. That gives you even more stuff to think about when raising a dragon. Dragons no longer destroy blocks as much anymore and can be thereby freely wander safely around your base. There is a way to disable dragon griefing / reduce it. And finally, dragon fireworks made with dragon blood bottles. Epic. Thanks, all this took me ages. Yes, thank you to Siron the Dirk. I'm probably butchering that, but thank you for this summary. Thank you to Mythic Smith for recording and uploading the dev stream. And of course, thanks to Alex and the dev team for making such an awesome looking mod. I cannot wait to actually get my hands on this and be able to play it myself. But ladies and gentlemen, that's gonna wrap up this video. Let me know anything that you thought of this down below in the comments. Anything you would like to see in Ice and Fire 2, let me know. Let me know your feedback of the new things that are being introduced into Ice and Fire 2 down below in the comments as well. Is there something that you really love? Is there something that you really dislike? Let me know down below. And trust me, I'm going to be making a lot of content when it comes to Ice and Fire 2. So if you enjoyed this video, be sure to subscribe and enable those notifications. Leave a like if you enjoyed it. I'm so much looking forward to being able to play with this. Tutorials, guides, a series is in the plans as well, just saying. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you in the next one. And until more news or mod releases, have a wonderful rest of your day. Goodbye.